श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Recently, few months before, I was in LA, and there is one young boy, extremely intelligent. I was staying with him in his house. As a young age of 23, 24, he has completed his graduation, post-graduation, 2, 3 degrees, and extremely dispassionate. Not at all interested in the world. So he said, Swamiji, I want to become a sannyasi. I said, then become, why do you ask me? So how to become a sannyasi? I said, go to market, purchase colored clothes, put on. That's it. Is the sannyasi the goal of life? See, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Dehan nyaso hi sannyasaha naiva kashaya vasasa. See, this identification from the gross and subtle body and the causal body, dehanyaso hi sannyasa. He who is living through the body but not living as the body, he who is living through the mind but not living as the mind, he who is not living a notional life, but he who is expressing the divinity in its full glory, he is a sannyasi. Naiva kashaya vasasa. Kashaya vasasa, like me, colored clothes. So we are tailor-made sannyasi. Go to the market, purchase the cloth and get stitched, and then have the makeup. Full stop. .com, like you can have the full stop. Or else you have the railway lines, all lines. Okay. And then have different type of malas. Mahasannyasi, Rudraksha mala, Tulasi mala, Spatika mala, see, hybrid mala. Recently I was in where? Nepal. We had a retreat there for 7 days. So we went to Pashupatinath Mandir. After temple visit was over, I was sitting outside on a chair near a shop because he gave me a cup of tea. That is enough to purchase me. So when I sat there for a cup of tea, all those people who were visiting, Swamiji, should we buy something from here? I said, buy. Money is your shop is here, so I have nothing to do. I don't get commission, I told them. So one Amma went and she brought one mala to show me. Swamiji, should I buy this? I said, buy. But this is a very different type of mala. One is Spatika mala, second is Rudraksha, third is the Tulasi. So there are 3 beads, not the same type. What is this mala called as? I said, this is called as hybrid mala. But what is the meaning of these 3 types of beads? I said, Spatika will give you wealth. It's a Lakshmi's stone, Spatika mala. Rudraksha will take away all the wealth. And thereafter, this Tulasi mala will make you run from here to there. See, that doesn't make a sannyasi. See, so I told that boy, okay, you go to India, I'll make some arrangements for you. Go to Rishikesh, Haridwar. There you get lot of big malls, sannyasi malls. You can go and select. And I'll make arrangement for your stay. He went and stayed. I said, after you stay there few months, then contact me. So after 3-4 months, he came. Swamiji, as you told me, I did all that. What next? I said, what is your conclusion? No, conclusion is yours, not mine. You just tell, I will do it. I said, go back to America, take a job, earn money, get kicked by the society, have sufficient good and bad experiences. Thereafter, you will seek God and not sannyas. Sannyas is the means, it is not the goal. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshate dukrum karane. Dukrum karane is language. Language is a means of communication. It doesn't matter in what language you talk. Talking in Sanskrit is not something great, and talking in English is not something bad. It is just a language, communication. See? In the same manner, we all have to go through various stages of evolution. So what should be the plan of the life? Our experiences of life, they are the means, and abiding in the absolute reality is the goal. See? But for us, what is the present status? Bhagavan is the means, and getting useless things in the world is the goal. See? Therefore, I said, don't get into that. Then I said, we have to know 4 things in life. So he went back to USA. I was there again that time. He said, Swamiji, what you told is true. I moved among the people there, and I have found that you may be among the people here, going for walk, sitting in the car, eating the food on a dining table, not sitting on the floor with a wooden structure and all that. But what is important is, where is your mind established? See, friends, this is important. One of the spiritual practices I told him was this. I said, first of all, remember, spiritual practice is that by which we come back to our essential self. See, in this chapter itself, it is said, Yaya yaya bhavet pumsam pravrutti pratyagatmani. See, whatever we may do, if we are able to come back to our essential nature, then that is a spiritual practice. Yaya yaya bhavet pumsam vyutpatti pratyagatmani sa sa eva prakriya iyasyat sadvi iti acharya bhashitam. See? Thoughts take us away from our own self. See, in Kathopanishad, Bhagavan Yamaraj says, Paranchi khani vyatrunas swayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat avrutta chakshuhu amrutatvamichan. Our faculties are by default made extrovert. Khani means indriyani. Paran means others. Anchi means go. Paranchi khani. Our sense organs will always go away from ourselves. Paranchi khani. And therefore, we get shattered into multiplicity. See? Therefore, we have to come back to our essential self. And for that, 4 things are necessary to be clearly known. One thing is about our identity. Second thing is what the world and the God is. And the 4th thing is what is the meaning of spiritual practice. 4 things. See? Now, spiritual practice includes everything that will bring us back to our essential self. Now you are all very well read. The first chapter of Gita is named as Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nam, is it not? Vishada is a tragedy. How can a tragedy become a yoga? See? Arjuna tragedy yogo nam. How can tragedy become the yoga? But it is written. See? Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamodhyaya. It comes there. How can Vishada, tragedy, become the yoga? So we all have lots of tragedies, so we are a great yogi. See friends, tragedy is a roga, not the yoga. But when it is said in Bhagavad Gita, it can't be wrong. See? So, that tragedy in our life, because of which we change the direction of our life from the dog word to the God word. See, that tragedy in our life, because of which the journey of our life halts not to be dog word but becomes God word. That tragedy is tragedy yoga. See friends. And Bhagwan creates those tragedies. See, for Bhagwan this is all Leela. And what is the Leela? Leela is done for a time pass. See? Leela is not done to achieve anything, Like we go for seeing a drama. We don't want to achieve anything. There are 2 hours more for food. What to do? Let us see some TV serial. We are not interested in that. Somehow 2 hours are to be passed, so we do that. See? This happened in Calcutta many years before, maybe in 80s. I was pretty young that time. And there was this Janmashtami celebration somewhere, and I just went to see. And I was standing at the end of the ocean of human beings, such a huge crowd. And I was standing there. And from the dais, the person saw me in the color cloth and announced, "We are lucky. Bhagavan Krishna has sent Swamiji to us. I request him to come and address." I said, "My God." So I have to kick people and somehow migrate to the stage. And then I was told, "There are only 5 minutes, Swamiji, for the birth of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. In 5 minutes, kindly tell Bhagavad Gita." You can imagine. And what was the time? Time was Bhagwan's arrival. Now that time, sing, dance, that is enough. No, you talk on Bhagavad Gita. I said, "Now what to do, Bhagwan? What should be done?" And I said, "Look here. Bhagwan in Bhagavad Gita said, Ajopi sannavyatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge." This is what Bhagwan said in 4th chapter. So, Ajopi san, although I am unborn, I pretend as if I am born. See, what is this birth without a birth? Be very attentive. If you catch this point, you have learned the whole Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan very clearly tells that Ajopi, although unborn, Sambhavami Atmamayaya, yet I manifest myself. So it is a birth without taking a birth. Now this happens. See? You must have seen various theatres and dramas. In the theatre or the drama, there are 2 types of people. One type of people are on the stage. They are called as actors. And other type of people are in the audience. They are called as reactors. Now, on the stage, the actor comes. And who is the actor? He is good for nothing, useless, totally failure in life. But he can act very well. So he comes on the stage as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He comes. In reality, he is not even an ordinary pati. Forget about Chhatrapati. See? But when he comes on the stage with all that nice kind of costume and the whole audience is looking at him, he comes and gives his dialogues which are written by somebody. And when he says that, everything becomes so thrilled. If it is a act of tragedy, I am a very good actor, by the way. So once I was acting in a drama many years before, and the theme was I was tortured and I was most miserable. The whole drama was developed like that. So the complete audience was having sympathy for me on that character. When I come here on the stage and then I was being whipped by somebody and I was crying, oh God, I will not leave your name, even you kill me, and the person was hitting me, unless you stop taking his name, I'll kill you. I said, no, I will not stop, you can kill me, Sri Krishna, and my hitting. And when that was going on, the whole audience was crying. And what was going on in my mind that time? Are Dumbo, I am paid for fake crying. You are paying and really crying? See? So, I became a devotee without becoming a devotee, is it not? I was not a devotee, I was an actor. Who is the actor? Who acts, but he doesn't mean anything. And who is the reactor? He means something. See, friends, we have to find out Bhagavad Gita is nothing but only acting. You know what is one of the name of Bhagavan Krishna? Natavara. Nata means actor. Vara means the best. The best actor is Bhagavan Krishna. Not only Bhagavan Krishna is actor, Lord Shiva is also actor. Nataraj. See? Another name. In this world, if we have to live, we have to learn how to act. But instead of acting, we react. And what is the reason of reacting? Because the costume that I have put on, I have become Chhatrapati Shivaji. And that Chhatrapati Shivaji is so much intoxicating my personality that after the drama is over, I go in the green room and that boy asks me, say, hey Shivaji, come here, topi nikal, chaddi nikal. And I become very angry. You are telling to Chhatrapati Shivaji on green room. You are Shivaji, only fake Shivaji on the stage, not really. Exactly the same way, we become mother, father, brother, sister, officer, subordinate, and imagine that is the reality. Friends, that is not the reality, it is just an acting. See? But how to do the acting? Very difficult. It is not difficult. What are you doing now? As if listening. Are you really listening to change yourself? See, friends, all spiritual practice is this. And therefore, clarity of understanding is the foundation of life. So we have to only learn from our own experiences. Then we will come to know. When we become hurt or miserable, find out. We use one term very many times without a clear understanding of the term. And the term is ego. See, what exactly we mean by ego? Can we show somebody, hey, this is your ego is very big, mine is very small? See, friends, I'll give 1 or 2 examples and then tell you technically what is ego. See, man is born as man. Then he is in the God's creation. God created man or woman is in God's creation. Then the same man, with reference to his father, he is called as son. Now the same man, with reference to his wife, he is called as husband. Now the same man, with reference to his son, he is called as father. Has he become 3? He is 1. Now in these 4 factors, the son, the husband, the father and the man, what is the reality? See, when my father died, I, the son, where he has gone? When my wife died, I, the husband, where he has gone? When my son died, I, the father, where he has gone? And if I, the man, dies, can these 3 personalities, the son, the husband and the father, exist? So what is the reality? See, and because we are referred 3 things we are referred. One is the son, husband and father. Man 4th. Therefore we call it 4th. Turiya Tattva. Actually Turiya grammatically means 4th, but Vedantically means the only one. See friends, can we show the husband on a man? Can we show the father on the man? See friends, how simple it is. Exactly the same way. Be attentive. Paramatma, with the conditioning of Panchakoshas, is called as Jiva. Same Paramatma, with the conditioning of names and forms, Nama Rupa, is called as Jagat. The same Paramatma, with the conditioning of his Maya, he is called as Ishvara. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. This is very simple, friends, not difficult. Now these 3 things, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, they are mutually dependent. They do not have independent existence. See, like this tripod of my camera, it has got 3 legs. These 3 legs are interconnected. If I remove one, the other 2 are useless. Now apply this principle. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Take an example. These days, this one-day cricket matches are going on. In these cricket matches, what are the factors involved? One is a batting team. Second is the fielding team. Third is the umpire. And 4th is the ground. Isn't it 4 factors? Now suppose the bowling team or the fielding team gives walkover. No, that batting team is too strong. All the gems, all the curses are there. Tendulkar, Gavaskar, Gadbadkar, Karmarkar. One day somebody asked me this question in Bombay. Swamiji, you know so many things. What is the speciality of these Marathi people's surnames? Because every name is ending in Kar. I said, all curses are Maharashtrian. Kar mar kar, do die do. So, this team, fielding team gives walk over. We will not play, we accept our defeat. When the fielding team has given over, walk over, is it required for the batting team to stay on the stage? They will also go. So both the teams have parted. Now what for the umpire will be there for eating chewing gum? He will also go. When all the three of them go, is there any loss for the ground? Ground is there. Whether you play or you don't play. See, so these three factors, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, they are mutually related. In that, the batting team collects the runs. See, success depends on how many runs you have made. So the batting team is making the runs, the fielding team is making the batting team out, and what the umpire does, he will never appreciate if it is a good ball. He will simply stand like a statue. And if you say LBW, he will not say yes or no. He has no interest. He is simply watching. But if you bowl a no ball, immediately tell no ball. Good thing he will not appreciate. Wrong thing he will tell. If this picture is clear, in the Jiva Jagat Ishvara, in this divine match, Jiva is a batting team, Jagat is the fielding team. Googly balls come, unexpected. And who becomes out is the Jiva. And what the Ishvara does? Nothing. Out. No crying if somebody dies. See, friends. Therefore, who has to do the spiritual practice? Jagat doesn't have to do the spiritual practice. The Ishvara doesn't have to do spiritual practice. It is the Jiva who has to do the spiritual practice. See, normally what happens, the other day one of my very close NRI friend, he came and he was driving me in India somewhere. And in India, India being a holy country, roads are also holy. Anywhere you go, there are many holes on the road, holy country. And because of these holes, he was so tired. He said, "Oh Swamiji, how terrible this. Everywhere there are holes, holes, holes." And see, suddenly the buffalo comes on the road. I said, "Look here, don't condemn our India. In our country, democracy is not limited only for human beings. It is extended to the animals. Anybody can walk on the road without a license. And how sthita pragya the buffaloes are. They don't get disturbed. When a truck comes, buffalo stands there. So what? Okay? So he got so disgusted and angry. I said, "Look here, first of all, cool down. Now tell me, who has the driving license? You have the driving license or the buffalo has the walking license? Tell me. You have the license, is it not? You should negotiate through the difficult times in such a manner that you protect yourself and also others. This is spiritual practice. Focus should be on ourselves, not on the world. Why the world is like this? See, friends, one day one person asked me this question. When your Krishna is going to take avatar? I said, he told me there is no hurry, there is a lot of time. He said, look here, such a terrible world cannot be worse than this. Terrorism everywhere, then economic crunches are coming, and wars are lingering around, and tsunamis are coming. What is this? I said, okay, cool down, first of all, answer my questions. Earlier the world was not like this? I don't think. Very good. Later the world will not be like this? I don't think. Very good. Earlier you were there? No. Later you will be there? No. Now the world is terrible and you are there. So you quit, the world will be beautiful. This is what Baba says, you and I are one. See, friends, we are all the time talking about others, condemning others, discussing others, gossiping. See, friends, the day we understand these three principles, we are in this world for what? See? One day one person asked me this question, Swamiji, what is the secret of your happiness? You are all the time cheerful and happy. We have never seen you frustrated, disgusted. Anytime even if you phone you, your answers are so cheerful. What is the secret? As a secret is, I am happy in the happiness of others. You don't have to invest anything. See? He said, how it is? Tell me. I said, look here. I go and attend the marriages of the people. That is the only time they are happy. And that time I am with them. And I am also happy. See? The day you take this principle, if we are happy in the happiness of others, even God cannot make us miserable. But what happens with us? If somebody is happy, I know why he is happy. We are jealous, not happy. See, friends. So how can we attain that? Only these basics should be clear. When fundamentals are clear, see, if a surgeon wants to operate and he goes to the operation table and the patient is lying there and he says, "Arey yaar, I have forgotten, where is the kidney? Is it in the..." Will he be able to operate? He will have to have a perfect knowledge of the anatomy, then only he can operate. See, friends, exactly the same way, our fundamentals should be clear. Fundamentals about life. See, if fundamentals are not clear, then life becomes mental. Because fundamentals are not clear. And if the fundamentals are clear, life becomes fun. Now decide whether our life is a fun or our life is mental. The reason being, the fundamentals are not clear. See, friend. So when we talk about Jiva, what is Jiva? See, now to understand the Jiva, take another example. In place of electricity, keep Bhagwan. Then, in place of the body, keep bulb. In place of the mind or the subtle body, keep the filament in the bulb. And when the bulb comes in contact with the electricity in a proper optimum condition, then the light happens. Be attentive. So, if there are 10 bulbs, are there 10 electricities? Electricity is one. And the light that is happening in the bulb. Now let us do an experiment. Switch on the bulb, light comes, L1. Switch off, light gone. Then switch on second time, the same bulb. Then L2. Switch off, L2 gone. Do it n number of times. And thereafter find out, when I switched off the bulb, where the light has gone. Think. And when I again switch on the bulb, is it the same light that has come? Think. Now apply this subjectively. In one dream, see, one child got up early in the morning and was crying. So the father got angry. He said, early morning you are crying, you are just like your mother. Morning crying, hey, 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 hey. What happened? Why are you crying? Daddy, I had a very bad dream. What dream you had? I failed in the examination. So dad said, even in the dream you cannot pass. How will you pass in the actual life? See, friends. So in one dream, I was a beggar. That dream was over. When the dream is over, will we go investigating where the beggar has gone, where the beggar has gone? Now the second dream. In the second dream, I am a king. That dream also gone. Will I go on searching where is the king? Third dream. I got a lottery, $1 million. But when I went to encash that, immediately that dream broke for whatever reason. Oh God, I have lost $1 million. I wanted to smuggle them in the waking state. Be attentive. Do we write autobiography of the dreamer? We don't write. Because in every dream, there is a separate dreamer. Think. Now apply the same principle. In this waking dream that we are in this waking dream also, every waker is absolutely independent of the other waker. Difficult to digest, but it is the truth. See, friends. And then what is ego? Ego is something, suppose you have got a garland. I don't have here to show you. I'll just show you through my mala. Now what is this? This is a rosary. Very beautiful, very nice. And if I break, I am not going to break. If I break and separate all the beads, they are there, the thread is there. Question is, where the rosary has gone? Has it gone anywhere? No, because it didn't exist. Then what is a rosary or what is a mala? It is an appearance which appears but doesn't exist. Be attentive. If I have got 1,000 flowers, so with 1,000 flowers I make a big mala, huge mala, is it not? If the number of flowers is less, 50 flowers, a small mala. If the number of flowers is 5, very small mala for Ganeshji. In Bombay, Ganeshji gets a mala with 3 flowers. See, 1, 2, 3. And if there is only 1 flower, can there be a mala out of 1 flower? Now apply this principle. What is your age, sir? Oh, I am 80 years of age. Oh, 80 years of age. So, 80 wakers. Each waker is equivalent to 1 flower. In Hindi, it is called as fool. So, 80 fools we put together. And what is the thread? And the thread is the consciousness. See? So, the 80 wakers put together by the thread of continuous consciousness, and a mala appears, a garland appears. Longer the number of flowers, longer is the mala, difficult to handle. Take a child of 3 years. How many flowers? Only 5, 6, 7, 10 flowers. Okay, a small mala. Now see the difference between the two. A child, like the father and son sitting in front of me. This morning, something the father scolded the child. So the child became angry. For how long? 2 minutes. After that, Papa, let's go for breakfast. Forgot. See, a child doesn't carry the honor and the insult for a longer duration in life. Because the mala is small. And oldie like me, you sit here. Why you sit here? Go there. Oh, you told me something. Why? Mala is very long. So, be attentive. The more easily and more intensely we become miserable, the more strong is the ego. When less miserable, less insulted, less ego, Bhagwan has no ego, therefore Paramananda. See, friends, what are the symptoms of the ego? Symptoms of ego are this. Small little things are easy to upset us. Why? Because they have not respected me. They have insulted me. They didn't talk to me properly. See, friends, one of the spiritual practice I'll tell you, very simple. All practices are simple. But people don't like simple things, they like complicated things. There was one seeker who went to a Mahatma in the Himalayas. And the Mahatma must have been pakkad like me. Nothing aga piche. So he said, Maharajji, please give me updesh. Give me instructions, spiritual practice. So the Mahatma straight away fell on his feet and did namaskar. Bhagavan, you are Sakshat Paramatma Tattvamasi. When this was said, this seeker, he got up. I think this Mahatma must be mad. Me and divine. He doesn't know me, how terrible I am. I think he doesn't know. So discard the Mahatma and went for Guru shopping. And when he went for Guru shopping to other Mahatma and told, see, I went to that Mahatma, do you know what he told? I am divine. Is it possible? Without doing sadhana, how can I be divine? I have to do sadhana, then I will become divine. Yes, my dear child, you are right. You are right. See, I think this Mahatma knows really. That one didn't know at all. So, Maharajji, what sadhana should I do? Look here, my child. We have got a 200 cow shed. There are 200 cows there. Go and do Go Mata ki seva. Every day, remove the cow dung, remove the urine, wash them properly and do seva. For how many? For nothing more, maybe about 32 years. Sadhana, God realization, sadhana. So that fellow, 32 years, he was in the gobar, in that dung, cow dung. After 32 years, he said, Maharaji, you told I have completed my sadhana. Yes, beta, I remember. Don't come near me. Go in a washing machine and wash clearly. You are smelling dirty cow dung and urine. Become fresh and come tomorrow morning. Don't go to cow dung. Next day he takes bath and goes. Yes, Maharaji, now give me the instruction, the Upadesh. So Maharaji says, you are divine, Tattvamasi. Oh God, this is the same thing that Mahatma told me 32 years before, and you tell the same thing. Why did I unnecessarily carry cow dung for 32 years? He said, look here, you didn't listen to that Mahatma. What he told the truth, you did not listen. Therefore, you have to carry the cow dung. If you don't listen to me. Friends, only discover your own divine nature. And what is that discovery? Discovery is becoming insult-proof. Bhagavan Krishna defines this God realization. See? Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha manapamanayo. Shita ushna sukha dukkheshu jitatmanaha. If everything is perfectly well and then we are happy, what is our contribution? See? When everything is upside down and yet we are happy, that is our contribution. See? Our spirituality is AC, UC, DC, IC and a big account in ICICI Bank and then I try to be happy. What is that? See friends, therefore the spiritual practice is very simple and the practice is take every experience of our life as a spiritual examination. Every experience. When somebody honors us, don't start floating in the air. Bubble will burst any moment. See, when somebody scolds us, instead of getting angry, frustrated, depressed, dejected, find out one more opportunity not to become miserable. See, this is what is tapasya. For doing tapasya, people go to forest, Himalayas. And what do they do? What is tapasya? Tapasya is invited problems. See? When it is extremely cold, you don't put on warm clothing. Why? Tapasya. See? Ratro chubuka samarpita janu, agre vandi prushte bhanu, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says. During the summer months, sit in the Ganges sands, they are so hot, and then all around put the fire in the center. This tapasvi is sitting, and it is so hot sun all around fire. And what is tapasya? So tapasya is inviting problems and yet not becoming miserable. This is tapasya. Now we are so fortunate. We don't have to go anywhere for doing tapasya. You go at home, there is tapasya. You go to work in the office, there is tapasya. You go for your work by bus, there is tapasya. So what is the spiritual practice? Take every experience of your life as a spiritual examination. And when we do our paper properly, don't we feel happy? In the same manner, real spiritual practice is learning from our own experiences in life. If we learn from every experience of our life, with every additional experience, we grow wise. If we do not learn from our own experiences of life, we grow old and otherwise. Then such people in the old age, they start demanding respect. Whenever we demand respect, we don't command respect. See friends, therefore, we have to have the clear understanding. Who are we? See, bulb-wise there are many bulbs. Light-wise all bulbs are common. Body-wise we are all different. Life-wise we are all common. Expressions of life are same in everything. If you have read the Sat Sai Charitra, Shirdi Sai Baba's Pothi, there is one story which comes. That story has really touched my heart. I must have read it when I was a child. The story goes, there was one Lakshmi, Baba's devotee. She was working in the field, a poor lady. Those days there was no gas, no nothing, no electricity. So she worked whole day and tired and came to the Dwarka Mai and did namaskar. Before she could even do namaskar, Baba said, "Hey Amma, I am very hungry, get me something to eat. I am dying of hunger, get something to eat." So that poor lady ran home and immediately prepared some, that jawar roti on the ordinary, fuel, and putting it in a plate, something, some curry or some mirchi, something like that, and got it. "Baba, take, you are so hungry, I am so late, I am sorry." Without taking one bite from that chapati, Baba puts it before the dog who was standing there wagging his tail, and he was enjoying that chapati. And this lady got angry. "You told me you are hungry, and you made me run like this thing, and you gave it to the dog?" That time Baba says, "My dear, principle of hunger is common in all beings." See? Bhagavad Gita says, "Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha." As when we are happy, we want everybody to know our happiness. But when we are miserable, don't we expect a word of sympathy, compassion from others? In the same manner, if we are able to extend a helping hand, a sympathetic word to a miserable person, then alone we are breaking the barrier of the ego and merging in the totality. See, friends, and this can happen only if we have discovered the common denominator which is supporting all of us. See, in that case, there is no bulb is holy and no bulb is unholy. See, like take an example. Suppose there is a place. There are two things. One is a temple in the house, other is a toilet in the same house. This happened in one place. One person asked me this question, that's what I am telling you. And people ask question only why? Because the sky is too high. There is no meaning to that why. But when I had to take food, I had to answer, there is nothing like free dinner in this world. So I had to answer their question. So one person asked this question, "Swamiji, tell me, this bulb is in the temple. This bulb is in the toilet. Why?" I say, "Because this bulb which is in the temple, in the last life he has done lot of meritorious deeds. He is so punyavan, and therefore he is in the temple illuminating Bhagavan. Oh, and this bulb, he must be criminal, he must be dirty, he must be a sinner. Therefore he has to look only in the toilet." Really? Somebody, yes, this is like that. By the time we are talking, this bulb in the temple got fused. Again question. The question comes, "Swamiji, why this bulb got fused?" See, God likes good people. Lifted. See? And thereafter, but now that bulb, I said, forget about it, now remove that bulb from the toilet and fix it here. We can't do the puja. So he did that. Again the question, "Swamiji, now how come that bulb from the toilet has come in the temple?" Koi punya upar aaya hoga. Maybe some merit must have surfaced. Friends, observe this phenomena in your life. When we see Bhagwan's Murti and when we see the dirty thing on the road done by the dogs, do our eyes get influence? The theme, the rule is illuminator is not influenced by what is illumined. This is the rule. See? Ears illuminate all the sounds, whether it is bhajan or it is barking of a dog. All are illumined by the same hearing ability. Go further, good thoughts, bad thoughts. All are supported by the same mind. Therefore, mind is neither good nor bad. Go to the last step, the one, what Baba said, you and I are one. That one, absolute consciousness, supports waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. When waking and dream comes, nothing is added to me. When deep sleep and samadhi comes, nothing is lost from me. Mayeva sakalam jatam, Mai sarvam pratishtitam, Mai sarvam layam yati, tad brahmadvayam asmyam. Is it not? Vision grossified is colors and forms. Mind grossified is vision. Consciousness grossified is mind. Gross is effect and subtle is the cause. For a blind person, colors and forms do not exist. For a deaf person, sounds do not exist. See? So, the gross world of 5 elements, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, this is nothing but the grossification of the sense organs. And sense organs we may call many, but they are the same. They are not different. See, friends. Now go still inside. Mind is one. The same mind, when it peeps out of the eyes, it is called as vision. The same mind, when it comes out of the ears, it is called as hearing ability. Like the same man expressing with reference to the father is called as son. The same man expressing with reference to his wife is called as husband. Has he become two? No. Because of the conditioning, he is referred two ways. Exactly the same way. Mind, because of the eyes, is called as the vision. The same mind, because of the ears, it is called as the hearing ability. Go further. So behind all sense organs, there is one mind. Minds are not many, one mind. Now, the same one real consciousness, the one absolute reality, when it is expressing through any body, let it be the body of a mosquito, let it be the body of a cow, let it be the body of a cobra, let it be the body of a saint, let it be the body of a criminal. In and through all the bodies, the consciousness expresses as life. But the same consciousness is not able to express as life in the pillar. Because of this, it appears as if there are two things, living beings and non-living beings. But behind the sentient and the inert world, there is but one reality. And that reality includes us. See, friends. So when we drop the objects, we come to the sense organs. We drop the sense organs, we come to the mind. We drop the mind, we come to the consciousness. This journey from the gross to subtle is the spiritual practice. See. Now if somebody doesn't have eyes, for him TV makes no difference. But for us, if there is no TV, we get so disturbed. So what should do spiritual practice? Whether things are there or not, we are not slaves to the sense organs. See, friends. Therefore, who are we? We are essentially the pure consciousness, what Baba calls I, the absolute I, which doesn't have plural. And you has a plural. I doesn't have plural. When we say we, which includes all the three persons, but when you say thou into you, it continues to be the second person. So this I, which doesn't have a plural, which is one without a second, this I is the foundation of all spiritual practice. Alas, what is this I? This alone we never inquired. Who is this I? Yesterday we have seen, when we sit for meditation and we get disturbed and we complain or we react, instead of that, just find out who is disturbed. Of course I am disturbed. Who are you? You will see, at the origin of every disturbance, there is somebody sitting. The moment you catch that somebody, you'll come to know, I am disturbed as a man, as a woman, as a husband, as a wife, as a father, as a son. I am disturbed as somebody. When all these bodies are dropped, as in deep sleep, we are not disturbed. And the burden of these bodies that we carry like a mule, that is called as ego. See? I am miserable as a husband, I am miserable as a father, I am miserable as a son-in-law, I am miserable as a father-in-law. So all this burden of the relations and the burden of the possessions that we carry, that is called as the ego. See, friends. Therefore, what is our real anatomy? Be attentive. This is all said in this text that I am taking. We have got two components. One component is our essential nature, which is common for all. Like space is common for all of us. We may call, politically, Indian space, Australian space, Pakistani space, your plane cannot go in Indian space. So, when the globe is moving, along with that space is also moving around. It's only imagination, it has no meaning. See, friends, like space is common, in the same manner, the divine principle that is pulsating in and through the living and the inert world is one. They are not two. This is the meaning of Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Now see the net result. Net result is, whatever is included in the definition of I, we do not hate that. Again I repeat that statement. Whatever is included in the definition of I, we do not hate it. Where there is no hatred, ma vidvishavahe, there is love. Do we say to ourselves, I love myself, I love myself? We don't say. Then we don't hate ourselves. See, friends. Now, to understand this, I'll give an example. This happened in Delhi. There was one sweet girl who was very regular in listening to the morning satsang. We used to have some Upanishad, She was coming very regular. I normally don't talk to anybody. And one day I went for breakfast to somebody's house. So there also she came. When she came, I said, hey, you came here also? She said, Swamiji, this is my house. I said, what? I didn't know that. So I said, anyway, let mummy prepare food. You come and sit with me. I want to ask you something. What is that? She had very long nails, like Shurpanakha. And they were all colored, red or whatever it is. I said, look here, I have never touched any girl's long nails. I just want to see how they are. So she gave her hand. I said, hey, they are growing artificially. You have to take some special food. Or how they grow so long and all that. And after that breakfast came, so I forget about it. Next day when she came for the lecture, she has removed all those nails. I said, hey, why did you remove them? No, Swamiji, I was feeling very uncomfortable, therefore I removed them. I said, never mind, they were so good. Where did you throw them? Give me, I like them. No, Swamiji, I have thrown them. I said, now listen. When the nails were included in the definition of I, they were beautiful. When they are separated from the definition of I, they are a garbage, is it not? When the nails are on our body, how much we take care of them? See? But the moment they are separated from the body, meaning from the definition of I, they become a garbage. Friends, Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna. He who is able to look upon the whole world as his own extension. See, Ishavasya Upanishad says, Yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhut vijanataha tatra ko mohakka shokaha ekatva manupashyataha. See, we were having this imagination, Baba loves me. No, he never loved anybody. He has love for everyone. His love was not a verb. It was not an action. Therefore, it will never end. Every action ends. Love, when it is an experience, it never ends. See, friends, I remember once, one lady in Bombay came, very angry. And I didn't ask. I said, I don't know what is coming now. Swamiji, I gave him left and right. I thought maybe husband. So I kept quiet. Swamiji, I took your book. One book is there, Guided Meditation. And when he saw that book, he said, oh, useless, nothing in that book, Anybody can write such a book. And I got so angry with him, I gave him left and right. Try to write a book, only talking, you are jealous? And I abused him and went away. I said, Mama, I have to go to bathroom, get ready for my lecture, we'll talk later. Because when somebody is angry, you should never discuss anything. There are three principles, try. When you are happy, never promise anything. Dashratha did it and Ramayana happened. When you are happy, don't promise. When you are angry, don't discuss. When you are confused, don't decide. You will be happy in life. So, afterwards, after maybe about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, again she came. Swamiji, that day I came to you. Today she was in a normal mode. I said, yes. Swamiji, when he spoke ill about you, I got so angry and I hate him. I said, Mama, first of all, cool down. Let us inquire. And you simply answer my questions, don't argue. I said, okay. You have love for me in your heart. Swamiji, I have to tell. I said, again you are discussing. Simply say yes and no. You have love for me in your heart? Yes. So what is in your heart? Love. If your heart is full of love, how can it hate anybody? Do you mean I don't have love? I said, no, you don't have love. Then I said, you have attachment, you have asakti. Asakti is a putrefied form of love. In pure love, there is no criteria. When the love is with a criteria, it is attachment. See, like a child, when the small child, that time mother has, father has love for the child. But when the same child is grown up and doesn't listen to mother and father, then you are none for me, I am none for you. Where the love has gone? Because it was never a pure love, it was only attachment. See, friends, so when we say love all, means the foundation of that great statement, love all, is discover as we love ourselves. We don't hurt ourselves. In the same manner, when we discover there is but one reality pulsating, and what we see in this world is what we have taken ourselves to be. If I take myself to be the body, I will look upon the world only as a body. If I take myself to be Pranamaya Kosha, I will think only about hunger and thirst. If I take myself to be the mind, I will always talk about joy and sorrows. If I take myself to be intellect, I will always talk about success and failure. And when I discover myself to be the divine principle, for me, everyone is divine. Isn't it Baba said? Somebody told, I don't know much, as much you know about him. Then, how come you call yourself Bhagwan? What Baba said? Not only me, but you are also Bhagwan. Bhagavad Gita says in Bhagavad 4th chapter, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavajarjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantapa. Arjun, you and me have come in this world millions of times. I know that, you don't know. See, this is the foundation of pure love. And when this happens, thereafter, love is no more used as a verb. Thereafter, love is a noun. Love is an experience. And this flood of love never gets dried up, because it is not borrowed from outside. It is discovered from within. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.